Hi, my name is Brenton Lengel. I am an Appalachian Trail 2,000 miler. I am also a New York State certified wilderness guide, and I am the author of North to Maine, which is the first play ever about the Appalachian Trail, sponsored by the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. Now, you guys had a couple questions for me. I'm going to answer them as quickly as possible. First off is to describe your most powerful encounter in nature in a national park. Honestly, I could go on for like days on all the cool stuff and crazy stuff that I ran into. I'm talking bear, I'm talking moose, I'm talking just like gorgeous vistas and beautiful crystalline springs. But I really think like the single most powerful moment that I had on the Appalachian Trail was when I was climbing Moosilauke. Now, Moosilauke is the first of the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and it's a heck of an ascent. The day started off really nice, sun, just a nice summer day. But as I ascended the mountain and got further up there, about halfway up, a massive storm blew in. Lightning is coming down. The rain is driving. I'm running into some of the most intense winds that I've ever felt on the AT up until this point. And the whole time I'm just thinking as I climb up, just, man, what is going to happen when I get to the top of this mountain? Because this is a bald, and there's going to be nothing in between me and the sky and this lightning. No trees, nothing. So I climb and the rain just keeps driving down. It comes down so hard, it actually soaks through my pack cover, through my pack, and just completely soaks all of my sleeping arrangements, my tent, my sleeping bag, everything. And I spent that night wet, cold, and miserable. But that isn't really the intense experience that I had, because when I reached the top of the mountain, just as I passed like the final tree, the storm blew away, like it hadn't even been there to begin with. And suddenly it was just me and the mountain and the still north. And as I'm walking to the summit, I can just see in all directions, clearer than I think I've seen before. It's like I can see through time almost, like forever. And the past and the future are just stretched out before me in all directions. And all I could say to myself was, I climb mountains. So what is something that I learned spending my time in nature? Well, honestly, in the modern world, a lot of us spend our time chasing after a lot of stuff, a lot of things. And when you're on the AT, you really just boil life down to the absolute essentials. You brag about how little you have. We would compete, to see who could have less. If something didn't have two uses, out it goes. I cut my toothbrush in half. I pulled out half the bristles on my toothbrush. And, that's taking it to a bit of an extreme, but, when you boil life down, you realize that, like, all you really need to be happy is food, water, shelter, and friends. And, at that time in my life, when I had the least, when everything that I owned I was literally carrying on my back, it was the happiest time in my entire life. And, I still look back on it fondly. So I think that's really what people could learn is, you don't have to have so much, and you don't have to try so hard to keep up with the rat race. Now, what would I say that nature had a transformative effect on my life? Absolutely. I mean, not just as it's affected my life as an artist, but, as a person. I shed a ton of weight out there. I had a blast. I met amazing people from all over the world. And, I had my faith in humanity completely restored, specifically because I went into the wilderness. But I really think that what was most transformative about it for me was, it's hard to be an artist, and it's very scary. And if there's one thing the trail taught me, it's that, yeah, I can do it. If I can walk 2,000 miles, I can certainly do pretty much anything else in life. Nature absolutely makes the world a better place. I mean, nature is the world. So if nothing else, I think civilization occasionally makes the world a worse place. It's something inherently tied to us and our own life conditions. And with the national parks facing budget cuts, nature is absolutely worth protecting. I mean, it's insane to think anything else. The whole point of the Appalachian Trail is fellowship with the wilderness. And if there is a purpose to life, it is to have fellowship, to live in sync with our environment and with nature. So yes, absolutely, nature is worth protecting, and I'm going to spend my life doing that and also enjoying it. Thanks very much.